Hello and very warm welcome from Dr. Ahmed YouTube channel. Here we are going to talk today about this topic, which is the narrative analysis, and that is very much useful as a technique of collection of data and then analysis of data. In this slide, in this video, we shall be trying to see how the narrative analysis is useful in that way. So let us proceed and see first of all about, if you like to define it. Number one, it's a powerful qualitative tool. That's a very simple thing that it works very well. That's why it's called as the powerful tool. It is also because it uncovers behaviors, feelings, and motivations that aren't expressed explicitly, meaning thereby that some of the things which the human being do not like to reveal, like their behaviors or feelings or motivations, this is the way we can find about that. And because of this reason, this provides us a very rich linguistic data that can shed light on different and various aspects of social and cultural phenomena. So, in this way, it's going to be very useful. And if we try to explain it, it says that this is the method which provides researchers with detailed information about their subject and reveal their hidden motivations that aren't easy to perceive directly. What we said in the last slide was that this is a very useful method because it allows us to discover what is hidden motivation, what is the thing which is not being revealed by the respondent. This method helps us to understand, because this is especially true in research conducted with cultural subjects, where the researcher must peel the many layers of a culture. It means that the researcher is required to enter into the different details of the context of the culture in which he is interviewing or talking to a person, and as a result, he will be able to gain as much as possible. Where does this research then fall? Narrative analysis is a form of qualitative research. So, number one thing is that it's qualitative because it focuses only on one topic and analyzes the collected data from case studies, surveys, observations, or other similar methods. So it is going to be a method which covers all these things which are done by these, that is case studies, surveys, observation, etc. The researcher focuses on all these things and gives his own analysis. The researchers write their findings in detail after having all that, and then they proceed for reviewing and analyzing them. And therefore, in this way, it becomes very useful when the researchers must understand the background, the setting, social, and cultural context of the research subject. So, here it becomes very important when the researcher is required to go back and see what was the background, what was the setting, what was the cultural context in which a particular information has been gathered, collected, or spoken. However, this method may be having its own demands. For example, the rich cultural context in which somebody is speaking is a very important thing. That means the subject would be revealing certain special things. So, context is very much important here. There are many hidden layers in the data or among the people who want to talk about. This method helps us in discovering that. So, that is why the researchers must proceed further by taking into care that he has to talk to the people in the context rich environment, and he has to therefore try to unhid or try to bring forward whatever is hidden. So that is why the researcher needs to know as much details about his subject as possible, and he needs to interview the key informants and collect large amount of text from them. So it is very much useful at that time only, when the cultural context is kept in view and the hidden layers are exposed and the more and more information is available about the subject and the key informants are talked about. At that time it becomes okay, otherwise the technique may fail. Now you see what are the possible benefits of this research. Number one, these research patterns can be used on existing literature and personal recollection. It means live data possibly may not be required. One can go forward to see that whatever is existing in literature written by these people, or some diaries, or some letters, or other things like that. And from the base of information, researcher can choose a few instances they feel are good examples. So sampling is possible from that information and what they want to talk about, and then analyze that. So that is the major benefit of this type of method. And secondly, this approach, researchers can gain a holistic view of the subject's life and activities. It means no part of the research of the subject it remains hidden. Rather, one is capable of achieving all the things, all the sides, all the aspects on the personality of the person from whom the narrative is being analyzed. And it motivates the people. It can show how the people should come forward and get a better view of the society, because in this way the subjects would be telling many things, will be explaining many things, will be talking many things, and as a result it would be possible to see what the subjects want, and as a result a very good approach can be developed out of that. And therefore, see here some of the examples possibly where this can be used. For example, first of all, we can use to study indigenous people of various countries. That is the biggest possible benefit. For example, the study was conducted as the Maori in the New Zealand in order to understand their culture, their people, their behaviors. It can also be used in medicine. Researchers, for instance, can study how doctors communicate with their patients during end of life care. So it will be very useful in case of medicine or medical practices, that the researcher would be able to see how the doctors are behaving or the patients are behaving, especially under certain critical moment. This narrative model has been used to explore the relationship between music and social change in the East Africa. So this example is again very useful, that in Africa somebody conducted research what was the relationship between music and the social change, how music can affect social life and how social life can affect music. Similarly, another example is regarding to explore the differences emotion experienced by different generations in Japanese society. So in Japanese society a type of experimentation was conducted through this process, that to understand what was the different generations reaction against the emotions, right? So therefore you can proceed further in this research by differentiating it from the case study. The case study and this method may be confusing with each other, but one should not, because in case study only one context is observed, while in narrative research explores all the subject, a complete context is seen. A case study is also longer and more detailed and rarely provide an overview of the subject. But in case of narrative analysis, we can find a complete overview, rather a very rich overview of the life of a person. Both these can give similar results, but differences that the researcher to choose one or the other, perhaps even both in the research design. So important thing is that the case study is one, or the case study goes for the one aspect of life, but on the other hand we can see that a holistic complete view can be taken from the narrative research method. That is why it is different also, it's better also. When we go forward for the sake of analysis, the researcher first of all notices certain patterns and themes. That is important. In the data, certain patterns and themes may be noted, and with the help of these patterns and themes, one can find out something emerging. And these emerging things may be noted down in order to compare with the other researchers in the subject, in order to understand what fits, what kind of theme, idea fits together, and then find a theory that can explain these findings. Many social scientists have used narrative research as a valuable tool to analyze their concepts and theories. There are certain concepts and theories which possibly could not be understood better, but this approach helped the people to understand better. This is mainly because narrative analysis is more thorough and multifaceted method. So the larger context and the bigger understanding of the method allows us to have better ideas through this research. This research also builds deeper understanding of the subjects because of the detailed analysis, because of the discussion, because of the things being talked about in detail, all context and all aspects covered, it becomes very much detailed. In this way, we will be able to figure out why people act and react as they do. So in this way, it's going to be extremely useful. Narrative research is a type of storytelling. Why so? Storytelling is the main feature of this research method. It is also the interviews and the interactive conversation that counts very much in it. Because of that, it becomes important. Through this process, one can become intimate and bring out powerful emotions of the people. And in that way, it is very suitable qualitative research, the interviewer, for example, needs to be comfortable to be able to provide authentic narratives that is possible only through data analysis, which is provided by the narrative research. Understanding what kind of research to use is powerful tool for the managers also. We can therefore see that we can use this narrative analysis in many ways. It's a multifaceted method that has the potential to show different search based on the researcher's intentions for this study. All right, so therefore, all this thing ends here. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you again in some next video. If you like it, do not fail to hit the subscribe button as well as the like button. Thank you for watching.